Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Horror Talk, and I am your host, ShinyMikablu, and this is my lovely co-host, VineyardTrio. So tonight is going to be a little bit more relaxed, laid back, freeform, etc. This is our first episode on YouTube, and we kind of just want to make sure it goes well tonight. See what happens. But yes, like I said, I am ShinyMikablu. You can find me over at Twitch or on Twitter or on Steam or pretty much everywhere else as ShinyMikablu. Jan, tell us a little about yourself.
I exist.
Yes, certainly do exist. Welcome in Kashil Scares. I believe that is Trev. Also, it looks like Stream Elements bot is actually running tonight, so, see what happens. I did some work on the back end and tried to fix it.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I know it was having issues last night.
Yeah. I think I just needed to re-log in, because when I reloaded the page and went back to Stream Elements after I was done with the stream, I just had to log in again. So, I guess it just randomly disconnected out of nowhere. Yes, there is a bot running tonight. Also, there is probably going to be about a 10-second delay between what you guys say in chat and us responding on stream. It's something that's kind of built into YouTube, I think. I don't know a way to get around it.
I will say, I did notice that it didn't do the whole horror talk intro video thing or whatever.
Wait, what? It was supposed to. I ran it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Literally, it popped up and it just showed you starting to talk.
Damn it. Okay, you know what? Let's fix that. 1 second. Let's try this again. Welcome to Horror Talk, everyone. I am ShinyMikablu, and this is my co-host, VineyardTrio.
Take two.
Take two.
Try that again.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of a latency buffer. Yeah, I'll just have to, just wait a couple seconds after I hit go live, and then do it. Because I hit it right,
yeah, there was
on my previews, I hit go live, the preview on my end started, and then I hit it.
Yeah,
and
I didn't see the countdown screen or anything like normal. It was, you hit go live and it was, boop, us talking. Or you talking.
Well, shit. Oh, good to know for next time.
Right.
Also, it does look like the bot is actually running, because there is one of the time messages in Discord. Or in a chat for Discord. And like I said, if you have any suggestions for topics for Horror Talk, go ahead and join my community server, and yeah, let us know in the Horror Talk channel. So, Jan. This is my favorite time of the year. It is spooky season.
It's obviously my favorite time of the year. It's my favorite holiday. I'm actually a little mad at myself because I have not decorated anything in my house.
You should probably get on that.
I don't think I'm going to this year, only because I feel so bad that I waited so long already. Fuck it, I should just put it up until after Thanksgiving and then be like, oh, Halloween's finally over. Let's decorate for Christmas.
No, what you should do is leave it up all the way through Christmas and just say it's a Nightmare Before Christmas themed decorations.
I actually do have Nightmare Before Christmas themed Christmas decoration.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
Of course I do. Of course I do. I only have Nightmare Before Christmas all over my room.
Speaking of Nightmare Before Christmas, absolutely favorite movie ever. Yeah, it is spooky season. It is nice and cold outside. According to my phone, it is currently 57 degrees. I have my window open, my fan pulling cold air in, and I love it so much. You can feel Halloween is coming.
It was warm for us today. I'm 10 degrees warmer than you are right now.
Really?
It's 67, 68, and I think today's high was up at 80 degrees. which
Just
was really
80s.
really different than it was yesterday. Yesterday the high only got up to like 67, 68, like what it is right now. So it's that's probably why I had the sneezing happening.
Possibly, yeah. Also, Brit, welcome in. 69. Nice.
Nice.
We are children. But in the
We
best way.
are. Right. It's like, it's 69 here, and it'll be 69 here later. Wink. I don't know if that's true. I'm sorry. I'm ashamed. I'm
So,
really not.
Jen, welcome in. Actually, wasn't sure if you were going to be here tonight, Jen, just because I know your work schedule's changed. But,
Yep.
completely fair, completely understandable. Nothing you can really do about that, so. But, yeah, it is spooky season, Nightmare Before Christmas, and then a bunch of new horror movies coming out.
Yes.
Halloween has a new movie coming out, as you told me earlier today. The new Hellraiser movie just dropped. I've heard kind of
Good things.
mixed-ish things about it.
Well, I've heard
Mostly
good
good
things.
things.
Yeah, I've heard mostly good. Usually the bad ones are the fact that they're hating on Pinhead. Like, that's really the big issue, is that Pinhead is now female instead of male. And that's really the big negative. I feel like the rest of them is pleasing comments. That it's good to have a new um, Hellraiser movie, a new take on it. It's all fresh, it's new, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it. We haven't seen it yet. It's on our bucket list of things to see. Um, I will say though, the Halloween, isn't it like Halloween's End or something like that? The brand
Something
new
like
one that
that.
just came out.
Supposed to be the
We
final one in the franchise for the fourth time in a row now, I believe.
Right. That's one of those where I'm like, I don't know if that's really on our bucket list of movies to watch, because neither one of us have really been super interested in watching any of the other Halloween movies, so
Right,
why would this one be any different?
right. Also, Chris, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Glad you could be here. But yeah, Halloween, Hellraiser, Prey came out fairly recently. The new Predator
Yep,
movie, which we
which
watched
was
together, which
fantastic.
it was. It was weird because at the same time, it felt like a return to the original classic Predator with Arnold
Yeah.
in it, but also it was
Hmm.
like a huge breath of fresh air compared to what we've been getting so far, and it
Yes.
was amazing. I highly
Oh yeah.
recommend Prey to everyone who likes anything about Predator.
Yeah, and I know Skits even said that she's watched it a couple of times since it's come out, which I gotta say, those that don't know, Skits is one of my very good friends from my community on Twitch. Back when I did the streaming thing, before internet decided to be absolute kapoopies. Um, she's also really big into horror flicks and horror everything as well. And so she always has something to say about horror movies. She's giving us options, opinions, all kinds of things. And she even said that she's watched the new Prey movie multiple times, which is high praise coming from someone who's just as picky as me and Mika ourselves when it comes to horror. So that made me feel much better about our personal opinions on how much
Oh,
we both
vindicated.
enjoyed Prey. Yeah, right. Like, oh yeah, okay. If Skit says it's good, we know, we know, we got it.
So
Um, yeah, no, I think we even both discussed that we saw a lot of the negative opinions when it came to Prey was the fact that the native language was kind of like barely sprinkled in, and it took away from the realism that they didn't speak it like 100%. And we both said that honestly it didn't take anything away for us on the fact that it felt more like we were in the position of, we understood, like, they did speak it the whole time, but it was just that understood, no need for subtitles, because then you had the moments where she was speaking to the outsiders. I don't want to give too much away for those that haven't seen it, but she does speak to outsiders and they go, I don't know what she's saying. But we clearly understand it because it's coming from her viewpoint. And I know we both were like, honestly, I found that better than if they were to just completely speak the native language and we had to read the whole thing the whole time.
And I will say it was nice because those outsiders were speaking in their own native language as well. And you couldn't, like, I'm not going to say what the language was just because spoiler reasons, but, like,
Right.
if you don't know the language, like, neither of us know it, it really felt like they were from, somewhere else because we couldn't understand them.
And I feel like they did a good job with laying on the accent very heavily
Oh,
to
yeah,
almost
definitely.
give it more of that what's being said aspect, because like you could pick up words here and there, and then when it was from her point of view, she understood a majority because she did kind of speak the language, which was, I thought, was fantastic, because it just gave it more of that, you're taking it from her point of view without actually seeing it from like inside her eyes kind of aspect.
Exactly.
It wasn't like first person shooter style. It was literally you're following her, but you're in her head.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed how they went back to basics with the Predator. And I mean, of course they did. It's supposed to be the first Predator-esque movie. It's like the prequel to all the others. But it was really interesting to see that it was, yeah, there was some high-tech stuff, but then it was all basic, I hate to say it this way, but basic bitch shit. And the fact that
Kind of was,
Predator
honestly.
and the Prey were both able to, like, coexist, so to speak, but, like, still be Predator and Prey effectively without one being massively outnumbered than the other one. A plus.
All in all, I highly recommend Prey to anyone who has not seen it. I know it is on Hulu because that's where we watched it. I don't know
Yep.
what other services it is on, but I mean, you
I
can
think it's
easily
a
find out.
Hulu thing. Not positive.
Okay. But yeah, anyone who gets a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. It's honestly probably my favorite Predator movie.
Yeah, I remember telling you that I wasn't like super duper big into the whole Predator franchise. Like it had some good ones and it had some that I could have really done without. But I want to say as a whole, like this one is probably like I could rewatch this one multiple times because it I don't know, it just felt good as a
It did.
horror movie.
It really did. It was a really, really good horror movie. And it didn't
Well
really.
put together, had nice flow. I mean, there was only the one downside with the weapons that we both were like, I mean, come on. Okay.
Yeah.
But it did give it that drama that made you go, oh, that was cool. Like, I wish I could do that in real life. That's the movie magic aspect. But
It also showed that the main
otherwise,
character is very resourceful and able to learn how
yes.
to use new things.
Yes. And also as a woman, it was very empowering because she went against all the men. And they were like, women can't hunt and they can't do shit. And she's like, excuse me? Axe in your face. Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Do that a little bit too well, and now I'm scared.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Yes, that is our mostly spoiler-free review of Prey, which we watched recently. There's another brand new movie that we watched recently, isn't there? Something having to do with
There
Halloween
is.
as well.
Yes, it's only been 29 years,
Yep.
but
We are talking, of course, about the brand new sequel, Hocus Pocus 2.
yep. It was I've heard so many mixed things about it as well. Um I feel like newer generations, it was new, good, great, wonderful, because they didn't grow up with the one that we'd seen in 93. And then you have some of those that did grow up with it in 93. They were like, it was eh. I felt like it was a rehash of old movie. And to me, personally, having grown up with the 93, and I know we all kind of, those of us that watched it in the watch party together, kind of had the same opinion about it. Um, that it was a good end. Like, if they do come out with more, I would be surprised because it felt like a very good end to this 29-year curiosity of would there be anything more.
Yep.
I know they did kind of at the end hint like they did with the original.
But the way this one ended, I don't see how that hint is going to mean anything. Also, Chris, thank you for the subscription, and Shattered Rift, welcome in. Enjoy your lurk. I'm sorry, my bot doesn't have the lurk command set up yet, because I am still working on trying to get everything transferred over from my Twitch account with the bot to my YouTube account with the bot. It's just going to take some time. But yes, welcome in and enjoy your lurk.
I will say that I feel like it was a good end for this certain undisclosed sisters. Trying to not give spoil. Anyways, but I do think that it could hint at future movies that are hocus pocus esque, but not so much the Sanderson sister saga continuing, unless they were to do like prequels or. Because I will say with this one, I really enjoyed seeing young Sandersons.
Oh, I
in
love that.
Salem. That was freaking precious. Those little bitty actresses, A plus all the way. They did so good nailing the three of them. So good. I was like, oh my god, where did they find these children? Because holy shit, they did so well.
Well, I would be very surprised if they weren't exceedingly picky about casting choices for any non-returning characters, just because this was so anticipated ever since it was announced. Like, you knew it wasn't just going to be the Sanderson sisters, the actresses.
Right.
You knew it wasn't going to be the characters from the old one. Because a lot of them, they've grown up and moved on.
Right.
So they would have to get all new actors and actresses for the characters, for whatever new characters they bring. And I will say, all of the references and callbacks to the first one were really, really good, especially with without giving too many spoilers away, especially with the one character whose name I actually can't remember, who had seen them, like in character had seen them the first time they appeared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't actually remember his name.
That was a good callback.
Yep.
I liked all the little Easter eggs that they've kind of put in there to references with the old movie. I thought it would have been cool to kind of see what the old characters might have done. Like, did they grow up and move away? What was Allison doing and what's Danny doing? Did Danny stay in Salem? What about Max? Did Max end up getting with Allison, or was that just a fling? There is that part of the curiosity for it. Yeah, sure. But I feel like that would have been just too much, in all honesty. Excuse me.
To be fair, the entire movie was a labor of love, but also fan service. So having those characters come back would not have been out of the ordinary. Giving other movies that have come out recently, like the latest Spider-Man movie, which was literally pure fan service. But
Yeah.
I also am kind of glad that Hocus Pocus 2 went the direction it did.
Yeah.
It felt
Okay, hello yawning.
like we were saying with Prey, it felt fresh while still a callback.
Yeah. And I think that's why personally enjoyed Hocus Pocus 2, because it didn't linger too much on previous characters. It had a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of callbacks to the original, but it was also still fresh and new with certain things. Um, the storyline itself was a little different, very similar, but a lot of differences. And the way they took the main characters, um, having certain abilities and things and discoveries and things of that nature, I thought was almost like what we hoped would happen in the first one.
Yeah. I mean, I
Also needed more
personally,
Black Cat though, just saying.
yeah. Personally, I felt a lot of things were a little bit too tropey, but
Some
not
things.
done in a super awful way.
No. It wasn't like you sat there and you went, okay, been there, done that, come on. I enjoyed they upgraded their brooms and the way they adapted to them, and they did their best to really stay on course with how they would interact with things in the environment and how they saw things. Um, like they took the modern vacuum and turned it into Roombas, and they still did Roomba things of cleaning the ground. Like that was good to
Yep.
me. It wasn't just they were Roombas but didn't do Roomba things. They were always off. Instead, they became this living little vacuums that did things, and that was good. That was cute.
Yeah. Overall, it was a very good movie. I would
Oh
highly
yeah.
recommend it if you like the first one. If you didn't like the first one, this probably isn't for you because it's very, very similar.
Yeah. And there's so many references to the first one, in my opinion.
Yep. What other fun spooky movies have we seen recently?
Fun spooky movies? Ugh.
Well, I mean, just spooky
I don't
movies in
know.
general. We haven't really been keeping up on our horror movies lately, have we?
I know. Which is funny because now that we've gotten closer to Halloween, we've kind of just been like, I'm not really in a horror movie feel. Let's watch Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because you'd think it'd be the opposite. Like the rest of the year, we're like, I don't know about horror movies. And then we get closer to Halloween and it's like, let's watch all the horror. Us, we're the opposite. We're like, oh no, we want to do all the horror things without watching the horror movies because we need the rest of the year to be horror themed as well. Oh,
Yeah.
it's Christmas, time to watch something scary.
It's Christmas time. Time to watch Nightmare Before Christmas for the 100th time in a row.
That's yeah, Christmas movie. That's a Halloween and a Christmas movie. You don't agree? Bye.
It's not a Halloween or a Christmas movie. It's an anytime.
That is true.
It's not a phase,
You're
Mom.
right.
It's a way of life.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, fun fact, my
Um,
first tattoo was gonna be Jack Skellington. And then I had made plans with a tattoo artist to get it like right here. Well, can't really see because
okay.
my like, right here on my shoulder. And then when I didn't quite have as much money as I thought I was going to by the time I went in to actually get it done, so ended up getting this one. Can't really see it too well. This one on my arm
Hold your arm the
instead.
other way. Flip. Just turn your whole body around.
That one.
Just there you go.
That one. I was trying not to get out of frame.
Yeah, no, you gotta like contortion yourself. Like,
Oh sure, let me just
I don't
dislocate my arm.
okay, be Rose, you're good. Anyways, I actually have Nightmare Before Christmas tattoo. It is my entire rib, right rib cage. I'll get it together. You know, we had the sneezing. Now I can't say words are hard. But yeah, I've got Jack, Zero, the Spiral Mountain, and Sally in the moon overlooking them, and stitching all around it. And I had done it in 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 sessions. 3 for sure. I think maybe 4 sessions. But it was Jack by himself, and then the Spiral Mountain was Zero, and then Sally and the stitching, or just Sally, and then no, because it was just Sally, and then it was Sally, and this is why I had 4 sessions. Yeah.
I'm trying to find my Sharpie over here. I was gonna quickly doodle Jack Skellington on my arm, but now I can't find my Sharpie to do it. Oh well.
Well, clean up your desk.
I know, I really do. Like, it's not my desk, it's just, like, right there, just a pile of, like, things.
Yeah, mine is here. Uh-oh, the sneezing.
Bless you.
I'm over it. Thank you.
Did you actually mute, or did it just not catch it?
No, I muted.
Okay.
I muted. Yeah, I quickly was able to, as I'm doing this, I had my finger, like, ready. I felt it coming.
Yeah, also, I do want to say, again, welcome to everyone here in the chat. I know this isn't what we usually do for Horror Talk, but we mostly kind of want to do this first episode on YouTube to make sure it's actually going to work on YouTube. And then we will be doing a...
Or is it itchy? Continue? Sorry? My bad?
And then we'll be doing a properly themed Horror Talk again in 2 weeks. Which, given that it's going to be the week before Halloween, we will be doing a special Halloween episode where we talk about our favorite Halloween tradition, some like broader Halloween traditions.
Why is right here? It's like right on the tip of my nose. It's so, and that's what's making me sneeze. It's like itchy but tingly, and it's making me have to sneeze. What the hell? Anyways, yes, Halloween themed, the week before Halloween.
Yes, because we will not be live on Halloween night. Because you know, we got traditions. We got trick or treating to do.
Yep, my tiny human this year, for the first time in 3 years. This is the 3rd year in a row. He actually wants to go trick or treating this year. The last 2 years, well, the first year was because COVID, and then last year he was still worried about COVID, so we didn't do trick or treating last year. This year, he's super pumped, ready to do trick or treating, and I think I will wait and discuss what his costume is and whatnot for the next episode, because that's some things we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about all things Halloween, candy, costumes, traditions, all that fun stuff. So I don't want to get into it yet. I'll wait.
Yep.
Which is why we'll even have a guest appearance of the tiny human in said Halloween costume, because it's cool as shit.
Here's hoping. Where I put my old Halloween costume?
I will tell you what, this child, since he got it in, I know Mika knows, but I'm going to say this for all the YouTubies. This tiny human, my spawn, as much as he sits there and acts like he hates Halloween and it's his least favorite holiday, this motherfucker, I'm going to say this out loud and out proud. When he got his Halloween costume in, he would not take it off for the whole day. Bless.
I remember that.
He wore it all day. And he's worn it 2 other times since then for the entire day. He'll come in here and we'll be like, so what do you want for breakfast? Oh, I want Pop-Tarts. Can I wear my Halloween costume today? Yeah, dude. You're not going to fit it next year. Wear it as much as you want.
Why do tiny humans have to grow up into taller humans?
I don't know. We just bought him a brand new freaking jacket from the store. $45 for a winter coat for this little...
For 1 season.
Growing human. Well, we buy him a little bit bigger, so it'll be big on him this year. It'll fit him. It'll be like just perfect-ish next year, and then the year after that, the outer portion will still fit, but the inner portion will be kind of tight.
Gotcha.
Because it's one of those 2 layers, like you can zip in the second layer. Because, we never know if it's going to be actually frigid as fuck here and snow a whole ton, or it's going to be mild and we're going to go outside and be like, is it spring, fall, or trying to be winter? What season are we in?
Yes. All in one day.
Oh yeah. We can go through all the seasons in 1 week. Way to go, Missouri, Midwest. Yay!
Don't dox yourself.
Midwest says, hold my beer. Let me show you all the seasons. 1 week. Got it. Done.
Yeah, here in Maryland, we have our seasons are below 0, over 100, rainy, or dry. That's about what we have. Yeah, we're currently in dry right now.
You're either like, oh, it's so hot and dry out, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then the next day you'll be like, oh, it's so rainy out. And I'm like, okay. And the next day you're like, oh, it's so cold out. And I'm like, okay.
It's funny because I know we're in like a dry portion right now because recently at the park near my house, it's a giant like 1.5 mile long, and in the center like you can't really go in there because it's like fenced off. And for a long time, for like years, it was like a miniature forest. And there was like all sorts of trees and plants. But over the last couple months, like back in summer, they completely took all the plants out, completely renovated it, and made a man-made lake. And like there's huge flocks of geese and ducks in there now. But I know we're in a dry portion of the season right now because half the lake is kind of not there because it's shallower than the other half. So the water has dipped down so far that the lake is literally half the size it was. And then the rest of it is just like a little mud plain right there.
So it's a pond now.
Yeah.
Just a relatively larger pond. Okay, great.
Yeah.
A muddy pond. Yay.
Yeah. But we're still not allowed to go in there. It's all still fenced off.
Well, that sucks. Because that would be fun.
I mean, it's for the ducks and geese and stuff like that.
Fuck those. Fuck the geese. They're mean.
Geese are assholes.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, you see a real Halloween monster. Geese, okay? They will literally attack you.
Just cuz.
Just cuz.
And then they're friends with their cousins, the magpies.
Geese are the hornets of the bird.
I feel like geese for the U.S. and North America. I can't say just U.S. because they go to Canada, and so all in North America we've got geese, which are our hornets, and then magpies for Australia. That is their hornets.
No, I think Australian giant hornets would be their hornets.
I mean, it's burbs, okay? I'm talking burbs. But no, fuck Australia. Everything's bigger and scarier there. Spiders, bugs, fuck them. Fuck it. Nope. But I still want to go.
Keep it in the spirit of the season of Halloween, spooky season. I found out something a couple weeks ago that I thought was rather interesting. So, years and years ago, I got a Nightmare Before Christmas CD that had a bonus CD of like specials. I don't remember what most of them were, but one of them was, I don't know why this was on there on Nightmare Before Christmas, but it was the late Sir Christopher Lee reading The Raven. It was an absolute masterpiece, and I wish I could find that CD so I could listen to it again. But anyway,
it's fantastic.
Anyway, the reason I bring that up is because apparently ravens and crows being the smaller cousins to ravens, and other corvids, like that's like the type of bird. Ravens, crows are also known as corvids. They can talk. they can learn to talk like parrots.
Yep.
It is fucking creepy as hell.
Yeah, because they're like, you would hear parrots. They'd be like, hello, peekaboo. Corvids are like the deeper soul of talking. It's all raspy and scary sounding, but still pretty cool. And
Yeah.
if you treat them well, they'll bring you back shinies.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Crows have. I'm not too sure about ravens, but I know crows have been proved to be incredibly smart. If you feed them, they will learn that this is food human. A food human likes shiny things. If I bring food human a shiny thing, I get more food.
A feud human.
I corrected myself.
Feud human.
Yeah, no,
Feudish.
crows are incredibly smart. I read an article about this one crow that had made friends with this woman. It was the crow's human, basically. She would go feed the crow, and the crow would bring her shiny things and stuff like that. And one day, she was walking through the park, and she dropped her wallet and it fell into the river. And like she just assumed it was lost. The next day, the wallet was on her porch, and the crow was sitting there waiting with the wallet for food.
Yep.
That crow was smart enough to realize this leather
This
thing is important to my food human. I should get it and bring it back. Maybe I'll get more treats.
Yep. I actually just watched a video where it was a comparison. It's like, oh, so we're the smartest race? And it showed a crow doing the little like block thing where it's like, this is the triangle, this is the square, this is the star, and you gotta fit the blocks in the appropriate shape.
Square peg, round hole.
And basically. And it was showing a crow doing it. And it did trial and error a couple of times, but for the most part, it would go look at the object, pick it up, and put it in the appropriate shaped hole. And then it showed a man on a plane trying to stick his suitcase in the overhead bin instead of having it go flat into the bin to close it. He's trying to do it to where it's like this. It's taller than the overhead compartment, and he's trying to shove it in. It won't go in, and the flight attendant comes over, and she's just like... And he's like, yeah. And it just cracked me up. I'm like, how can a crow sit there and be able to do that? No problem. But then you got this grown-ass man trying to shove something in. But, you know, I won't go there. I could take that way out into left field. Grown-ass man sticking things in holes the wrong way. Yeah,
let's save that for a different show.
Yep. So, baseball team did the baseball things the other day, and no.
No, speaking of crows, I believe that was the bird, or supposedly the bird in the Hitchcock movie, Birds, right?
Oh, I haven't seen the birds in so long. I think so, but I don't know if it was just a general burbage.
All I know, it was some kind of big black bird.
All I know is it made me scared to be in a telephone booth when a flock of birds decided to get off of the telephone lines.
Yeah.
At any point.
So I heard apparently the glass in that phone booth was not supposed to break the way it did. So the actress's fear was real because she thought something was actually going to break through the glass and attack her.
Ooh, fuck that. No, thank you. No, I'm out. I'm out. So, speaking of crows, one other thing is, as Mika knows, because there's been a few times that we'll be on call when I go to pick up my tiny human from school, from the learning facilities. And, excuse me, we'll be having a regular conversation. And then, I know you will be on the call whenever we're on our way back to the house. It's because it's a 6-minute drive. And we were talking about group of animals and what they're called.
I remember this conversation.
We were like talking about how we had learned what certain groups are called, you know, because it's like you got a group of geese, it's a flock of geese. And then it was
a herd of cows, a pack of wolves.
Yeah, things like that. And then we had the committee of vultures, things like that. And it tickles me every time Max says it this way. And yes, my son's name is Max. I think that's probably the first time I've said it on Horror Talk, but Spawn is Max. And it cracks me up every time he says this, because we'll be talking about all the other ones, and a group of pugs, a grumble, and then thank you, Makeup, by the way.
You're welcome. And yes, a group of pugs is actually called a grumble of pugs. For anyone in chat who did not know that.
Yeah. But his favorite one happens to be, he'll go, "Mommy, what is a group of crows called?" And I think he says it this way because I said it to him one way, and instead of me just being like, "Oh yeah, nobody, it's a murder of crows," he'll go, "It's a murder of crows." And I'm like, "Yep." So every time, and I know Mika, you had to hear it because he was like, "Oh yeah, what's a group of crows?" "A murder."
Yeah, I muted myself so you guys didn't hear me burst out laughing.
Every time.
Hey, Jan, I have a question for you. What do you call two crows together? An attempted murder.
An attempted murder? Yeah, I've heard that. I had to think about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, that reminds me that I was looking at something, and people were like doing the whole like replace one word of the movie title with this, or make a movie title not pluralized, or you know, things like that. How you're supposed to take this movie title and twist it into something else.
You do the birds into the bird.
Yeah. And it was Jaw, where Jaws was Jaw. But it was the whole like make a movie a single, like instead of a plural. So Jaws was now Jaw. And someone did A Crow on the Orient Express. Never mind. Wait, buddy, come here, real quick. We were just talking about crows. Come here. I need you to do this real quick. Where'd you go? Come here. Come here. You guys can't even see. He's peeping around the corner. Come here, honey. I want you to tell everybody what a group of crows is called.
He's just like right out of frame.
They can't see you.
No.
Look, we can see Lily, but we can't see you. Okay, he's being shy, which is funny because he loves the camera.
Oh, there he is. He just ran by.
A hot second, yeah. Look, you can stand right here and they can't see you. Look, you can literally stand right here and they can't see you. Come here. Right here. You can, I swear.
Children, the real terrors.
Oh, have kids, they said. It would be fun, they said.
Pharaoh, welcome in. And yes, horror.
2 seconds, please. Can you please come tell everybody what a group of crows is called? I want you to come over here and say it into the microphone. Look, you can be off the camera. They can't even see you. I know Mika can see him.
A group of crows is called a murder.
No, say it the way you normally say it. Come here. Come right, literally. Come here. Please. Hey. They can't see you.
This is so much fun. Did he say what I think he said?
It's my hand. They can see my hand, I think is what he said.
Gotcha.
Okay. You're over here giggling like nuts. Okay. Hey, real quick. Okay.
Melissa, welcome
compose
in.
yourself. Compose yourself. Say it with your chest. Hey, I need you to be serious. Compose yourself. Hey, ready? What's a group of crows called? Murder.
No.
Every time. Thank you, buddy.
Oh,
I
I
told
love that
everybody
so much.
you don't just go, it's a murder of crows. It's a murder of crows, right? Okay, no more.
We heard half of that and then he cut out. But yes, Pharaoh, Melissa, welcome in to both of you. What kind of horror do you like? Pretty scary.
Not pretty scary.
Personally, I like very atmospheric horror. Like, not relying too much on like gore or jump scares. Like, Vineyard and I were actually talking about this just the other day. The first Alien movie is one of my favorite movies because it is so atmospheric. You don't see the xenomorph too much, and then that makes the times that you do see it even scarier. Because there are times when it is hidden in plain sight. And if you're looking really close, you can find it. And then you're like, oh shit, no, it's right there, it's right there, it's right there. Turn the fuck around, it's right there.
Yep. Especially when you can see it and the character can't see it, and that's when you're just eating your popcorn and you're like, bitch, you better run! Right there! Oh yeah, those are the best.
Yep. And movies with like actually scary creatures, you know, like the xenomorph. But there was one movie that it didn't scare me when I first watched it, but it was one of only 2 movies to actually give me nightmares. And that was The Ring. Just something about this ghostly, just like completely grayscale little girl. You can't even see her face because her hair is like down to her waist and hiding her face. And the only time you ever actually see her face is when she's about to kill you. God, that actually gave me a nightmare. One of
Well, I mean,
2
let's
movies
be
to ever do
honest.
so.
Let's be honest. Children
Children are terrifying.
They are terrifying.
See,
And
Jen
Megan ain't got
saying,
no kids.
I worked at a daycare center for 6 years. I'm
That's
never
close
gonna have
enough.
kids. See, Jen say Signs was terrifying. You know, I've never actually seen that.
That's a Jen thing, because aliens.
Yeah, but from what I know about the movie Signs, I cannot get over the fact of water. That's all I'm gonna say to avoid spoilers. Just, I can't get over the water.
Do you get under the water, though? I'm sorry.
Moving on. Fair
Moving
saying
on.
it's like being in your own astral projection horror of not being able to show them, so you have to warp inside their body and you become the killer like the spirit world. Interesting.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Melissa, that movie brought tinfoil hats into fashion. It did something.
And saying you don't see the aliens until 3/4 of the way through. Yeah, there are times where I know, like, the birthday party handheld video is like the first real time you can like clearly see it. And yeah, like it's a little bit scary. Because it's like it's stereotypically what it think an alien. So like you can clearly tell it's like, oh my god, it's an alien.
I'm shocked my microphone is not picking this little furry heathen up. She is in there howling. And of course, as I'm talking, she shut the hell up.
Of course.
But
That's how it
she's
always goes.
I know.
should make a Little Mermaid horror film where a man throws women in a pool full of acid.
Ooh.
I believe that is called Saw.
And also a hot take on Joker and Harley, just saying.
Yeah. You know, not gonna lie, I would love to see certain Disney movies remade as actual horror movies. Because Little Mermaid would be terrifying.
That reminds me, isn't Winnie the Pooh supposed to be like coming out or came out or some shit where it's literally Winnie the Pooh but is like fucking a horror flick and no thank you.
Oh, yeah, because like the meme about Winnie the Pooh being horror because the Chinese thing. Wasn't it from the Chinese thing where they were like comparing him to what's his name, the leader, and like that was getting people arrested and banned in China, and people were starting to run with it and just turned it into an actual horror movie.
Fuck if I know, but I know it's you got Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and they are on a murder spree, and it looked weird because the licensing or the copyright or whatever had expired, and as soon as it had expired,
copyright expired on Winnie the Pooh as a franchise. Yep.
It finally expired, and someone took it and turned Winnie the Pooh into a full-on like horror flick or some shit. And no, thank you. It looked weird to me. Like Winnie the Pooh looked like I don't even know, but not okay. He's not a teddy. No.
Choo Choo Charles, the game that Jax was talking about the other day that's getting ready to come out.
Yeah.
That's basically Thomas the Tank Engine as a horror game.
Yeah. Well, 100%. If you look at the clips for Choo Choo Charlie or whatever,
it's literally Thomas the Tank Engine.
It's Thomas the Tank Engine, just with a very phallic, extra long front.
I mean,
and
Thomas the Tank Engine
it
is a train, which is inherently phallic looking anyway, so.
That's true. That really is true.
Yeah, I really want to get that game to play it. Oh, I saw a little mini horse run by. Yeah. I don't think chat could see it.
Oh, I don't. They may have seen her. No, because
they can't see that either.
Right here. They saw the chair move.
Yeah. I would adjust it so chat could see it, but I have everything in OBS set up like a very specific way. Or, you know, you could just do that.
I think
Hi, Lily.
That she's in view.
There's someone coming from your bedroom.
Oh.
It might be a ghost. Oh, no, it's just Danny.
Oh, it's just Danny. That's my mini horse, for those that don't know. I don't know if I'm back in frame. If I have to, I'll scooch.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're back in frame.
Okay. Ooh, she ran down.
Also,
you just saw her go.
Also, Pharaoh, I would like to know how you found the show, if you don't mind me saying. Because I don't believe I've seen you around before. Granted, this is our first stream of the show on YouTube. Usually you go on Twitch.
Mika, you make me want wine.
Go get wine. Look, this is so low alcohol, it can't even be considered wine, okay? It's basically slightly fizzy raspberry juice.
No, you have adult Capri Sun.
Barely adult Capri Sun.
It's a Capri Sun for adults where it's got just a whisper of alcohol. That's what makes it adult.
Just a Lay's touch.
My cup is empty.
It's I have the LaCroix of wine. Whisper of a hint of alcohol.
Someone is yelling from another distance far away, alcohol!
Just type in talk, a specific keyword in the description. Okay, cool. Well, welcome in. So I will say this isn't quite how Vineyard and I usually do the show. We usually are a lot more focused on horror topics such as movies. We did an episode on the different ghosts of Phasmophobia. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing an episode specifically about Halloween traditions. Tonight being our first stream of Horror Talk on YouTube, we wanted to just do something a little more laid back, a little more freeform, just to like try to get our bearings.
But chill.
Yeah, just try to get our bearings and figure out how streaming on YouTube is gonna work. Yeah, like I said, we will be back in 2 weeks with a much more focused show. If you would like to come back. Yeah.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2
Typically
weeks.
every 2 weeks. Unless something else comes up. But typically every 2 weeks. I'm really excited because we literally have Halloween planned. We've even got Christmas ideas planned for the weekend before Christmas, or the week before, not weekend, it's the week before Christmas. So that's pretty exciting.
When is Christmas this year, actually? I'm curious.
Saturday.
Sunday.
No, Christmas Eve is Saturday.
Christmas Eve is a Saturday.
New Year's Eve is a Saturday.
Yeah, when will our show actually be?
The 21st, I think we said.
Our December
19th?
The 19th. It'll be on the 19th.
Yes, I was close.
But yeah, we do have plans for Halloween. We have plans for Christmas. We have plans to do more movie nights in the Discord. Yes. Which there's a link to the Discord right there in chat that was posted a couple minutes ago. Right. We've already done
there. Where's
other side?
Nosferatu?
Other way.
Other side. I was like, where is Nosferatu? He's here. So it's here. There. Come on. Catch up, delay.
Down a little bit.
I'll get there, Mika. You leave me be. I'll get there.
While Vineyard is doing that, I will say that we have already done a couple movie nights.
Two Pennywise. I got a Pennywise here and a Pennywise.
Oh yeah, you
here.
do have Pennywise there. Yeah. So naughty talk dirty horror, yo. Let me get you with my machete. Yeah, we've got all sorts of plans coming up.
Drink and it's empty. Sorry. Oh, thank you. I have the thirst.
I'll go get some more whatever you had. We'll take a break for a couple seconds.
I just had sodies. Let me turn my camera off. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah,
right,
so
I'm gonna wander away.
Yeah, you go wander. Shoo.
I've disappeared into the abyss. Where the bell at? What? Oh, I got it right here. Maybe. Where the fuck? It's on the floor. Shit.
You can't see you. You turned your camera off.
Well, that's because my ass is in the air, Mika.
Well, then why is your camera off?
Shit. No, seriously, where the fuck that bell at? Oh, there it is. Ow! Ow, my food.
You okay? I'll take that as a yes. But yeah,
I'm okay. I found this.
I need it.
Hello, I'm down here.
Yes, we have lots of plans for Horror Talk. I do want to do another scary story episode. A couple months ago, we did an episode where we asked people to write in with their own scary supernatural experiences. And we read a lot of those on stream. Oh look, it's a kitty cat. And now it's a kitty cat butt.
This is your new co-host.
I would like to introduce you all to my new co-host. This is Lily. Say hi, Lily.
Lily, say hello. Lily, say hello. Lily, say hello. Hi. Yeah.
Nope, she's scratching the chair. Can you, like, turn the chair so... Oh, never mind, she's off the chair.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you either get off the chair or you come in here? What are you doing? Also, I was recovering the bell that you knocked down, ma'am. She's like, bell?
Oh, she's right in the center of frame with that too. That's perfect.
Bong.
Yes, as you can all tell, this is a much more laid-back episode of Horror Talk. Shapeshifter invades house by eating owner's cat and becoming the cat, and then later eating the owner.
Yes, that would be my cat, 100%. She would do that in a heartbeat.
I would also watch the absolute fuck out of a short video, like a short horror video about that, or even a full-length movie about that. I would definitely watch that. Pharaoh, I like you. Welcome in.
Right, giving us all kind of good ideas. You gonna tell everybody hello? Can I stick this on your butt? Boop. Oh, it's so heavy, the bell. You love the bell.
Everyone, welcome to Horror Talk Cat Edition. So, everyone in chat, what is your favorite horror movie, by the way? Since we are discussing horror movies-ish tonight.
I don't know how well you could see that.
It says ring for a drink.
Ring for a drink. Yep, this is my bell. I have another one that says ring for chocolate, but that's my ring for snacks. And then I found Lily had decided to hoard this behind my computer tower. So here's my axolotl.
Yeah, fun fact, the next tattoo I'm gonna get is gonna be an axolotl.
You're an axolotl.
I wish I was an axolotl.
Oh my god, short person stand up. This is me standing, full height. There you go, I'm a little person. Get back.
Just turned your camera off again.
Yep.
Alright. But yes, everyone in chat, what is your favorite horror movie? And or horror game? And or horror novel? Book, short story, short movie, etc. Anything, what's your favorite horror? Just in general, what's your favorite horror? I have a favorite because, fun fact, you don't know if you like them that much. That's fair. I know a couple people who absolutely refuse to watch horror movies because they are the scariest of scaredy cats. And honestly, in a couple weeks, well, I say a couple weeks, we're going to be a couple episodes down the line. We are going to try to have a couple guests on, and we're going to talk about what scares us in horror movies and games and such like that. Mostly movies, because that's usually what everyone wants from horror. So a lot of you in chat already know, Vineyard and I, we don't get scared. We get jump startled. We don't really get jump scared. So I know for me personally, like, I don't really know what it's like to be really scared by a horror movie or game. So we are going to try to get some guests on who are willing to talk about what it's like for them being so scared. And the two people I have in mind, I'm not going to say who they are because I do want it to be a bit of a surprise. But I have played Phasmophobia with both of them. And they were terrified the entire time. Like, truly, legitimately terrified the whole time. And I'm sitting here laughing and trying to go about finding out what Ghost is and doing missions and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's going to be a couple episodes down the line. Like we said before, the next episode is going to be the 24th, I believe. The week before Halloween, we are going to be talking about Halloween traditions, what our Vineyard and I's favorite traditions, what we used to do as a kid and compared to what we do now. Especially as we are both adults now, we are both in our 30s. And one of us, as you saw earlier, does have a child. I personally do not have a child and will never have children. But yeah. And we invite everyone to come back in 2 weeks to talk about your own Halloween traditions. Like what you do now compared to what you did years ago. Like if you're an adult now, what you did as a kid. Like what you enjoy about Halloween, dislike about Halloween. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Your favorite horror is a black and white film, Chess Against Death. Interesting. 1957, Seventh Seal, a movie about beating death in a game of chess. Interesting. I know.
I couldn't. I'm sorry, I'm back, but I
Oh,
couldn't seem to find my wine stopper. But I found it, and things are better now.
oh, I half expected you just to bring the whole bottle with you.
No, I don't want to look like a heathen. I know, you display your whole bottle, yes. But you also have a fridge in your room. I do not.
I have these two just sitting on my desk in case I need a refill. One is a raspberry pink Moscato, and the other is a peach Chardonnay. They taste very good when mixed together.
Oh,
yes, welcome back.
Sweet compared to the sody.
That's sweet compared to soda, which is one of the sweetest drinks in existence.
It's peach. It's a peach wine.
Ah,
it's the peach got me.
Gotcha.
Just having shots. Cheers! Cheers!
Cheers. So there's another movie I would like to add to our bucket list of horror movies. Farrah mentioned it here in chat. Chess Against Death. The 1957 Seventh Seal, a movie about beating death in chess. Because I know being able to, like, quote unquote cheat death by beating death in the game is well, it's a trope. It's a trope at this point. Not a very often used one at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, but, not so much now. Now it's just everybody wants to see people die.
Yeah.
In horror movies. In horror movies.
Yeah. In horror movies. Like in Final Destination.
Clear. Right.
But yeah, that movie sounds actually interesting to me. Because I know that was kind of, sort of, the initial plot to the cartoon, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Except the Grim Reaper was after the soul of a sick hamster and lost in the game of Twister.
And then let's play Twister.
Let's play Twister. I think it was a game of Twister. It was something like that. Oh. But yeah, beating death in a game for your soul is a very interesting concept. So yeah, I kind of want to see that movie.
Yeah. Because I feel like nowadays, anyways, you don't really see many movies where they outsmart or outwit death itself. Like, most of the times they think they beat death, but you can never beat death. It's really interesting to see them actually play death and win.
Yep, I know in the Final Destination movies, death isn't a being, it is a force of nature, and will always catch up to you no matter what. That's a recurring theme with the recurring characters throughout the movies.
Also, PSA, I do vape. Hello, yes, I'm doing it right now because I'm drinking, so you don't like it, sorry. It's the first time anybody on Horror Talk is going to see me vape, and it's probably because I am drinking.
Well, I mean, it's better than smoking, so.
Yes. Which I haven't had a real cigarette in a long time. I couldn't even tell you at this point. Hey, look, no, this is a recent subscriber. It worked this time. Tonight it worked.
It did. It did. I noticed it earlier. I figured out what the problem was.
You?
No. It was the way I copied the overlays from my Twitch Stream Elements account to my YouTube Stream Elements account.
Gotcha.
On the Twitch one, it actually, like, the text on the box says latest follower. And then it has the variable for the name. But the way it was set up, it turned it into latest subscriber, because, you know, Twitch uses subscribers instead of followers. Or, sorry, YouTube uses subscribers instead of followers.
I know what you meant, yeah.
And then it actually, like, read out latest follower, or latest subscriber. But because it was too long to fit in the box right there, it separated, so it was, like, latest subscriber, and then name. And the box size was so short that it cut off everything except the word list.
Okay. Hey.
Just subscribe. Yay! Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Let's
you
see
so
if it
much.
actually works, because there's been some issues with the alerts working.
This is stream number 2 of testing the YouTubies.
Yeah, I did a personal
A
stream,
live stream.
a personal live stream on YouTube yesterday, and a lot of stuff just didn't.
Yeah. It was kind of rough.
Yeah.
It went smooth for it being a new streaming platform, so to speak.
Yeah. Let me make sure that I'm actually still connected with Stream, because it hasn't done it. So I don't know if it's a
I know
delay
your
or
bots worked.
yeah, the
I don't know about
alerts are through Stream Elements too, or they should be.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah, I don't know. But Pharaoh, thank you for subscribing. That does mean a lot, because I'm
Blast.
trying to get partnered on YouTube so we can monetize these videos. I am a long way away from that, so every subscriber matters. Plus, I just love having people here in chat.
It's nice.
Yeah, also, I don't think it's gonna pop up. I don't know why.
Why'd you break it?
I didn't do shit.
I blame you.
Yeah, you can blame me all you want. It probably is my fault somehow.
Yeah, somehow, some way. 'Tis the Mika's fault.
It's always my fault.
Yep.
But yes, Farrah, thank you very much. And
Going
what?
back to Halloween.
Yeah, actually, Farrah, real quick, what is the actual name? Could you just type out just the name in the chat so I can see it?
Name of
But
what?
the name of the movie that they were talking about.
Gotta be specific, because they already said. You guys reminded me of the film, which I forgot about.
But yes, you were saying Halloween.
Anyways, so Halloween. So we talked movies that have recently come out. We talked about Prey was relatively recent. You got
Seventh Seal.
Halloween
Thank you.
Ends. You've got Hocus
Hellraiser.
Pocus 2, and then the Hellraiser. All of those are movies. And then with games, I know some games do Halloween updates. And Mortuary Assistant actually had a Halloween update to where the mortuary actually has Halloween decorations up.
I saw that, and then one of the bodies could also be a clown.
Ooh.
Did you not know that?
I did not know that.
No, one of the bodies could be like one of the horror-looking clowns, like not like super scary, but like clown makeup, like white skin and all that.
Maybe like John Wayne Gacy clown. That would be super creepy.
Maybe. I don't know, actually.
I wasn't paying attention. And then, of course, Dead by Daylight does their annual Halloween event.
Phasmo
I know there's
is doing a Halloween event.
Phasmo is doing a Halloween event, which I feel like we definitely need to get into again. Of course, other like RPGs. I know that they typically do their Halloween events, like World of Warcraft and all that stuff. But I'm trying to think of like more recent other scary games that have Halloween updates, because technically Dead by Daylight can be a scary game. I mean, Jesus Christ, if you listen to a few people that I watch actively on stream, through Discord, they play with one of the streamers, and you'll hear him screaming and yelling. Smells though. And it can be, and Jen will scream too, with Dead by Daylight. And I know Phasmophobia, Dead by Daylight, Mortuary's Assistant. I'm trying to think of what other games that are relatively recent that have gotten a big Halloween update or getting a Halloween update.
I can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment, actually.
Yeah, except for those few. I can't think of any that everyone's like, hey, Halloween update, you know?
Yeah, I think Fall Guys might, because they do like seasonal events, but that's not really a horror game, so.
Right. I'm talking more scary games that got scary updates. Bye, door. Door shut. Magic.
Door just shut on its own. It's a ghost.
Mm.
Oh god, Rubber.
Mess. No.
Rubber is not a good movie.
Shut your mouth. The only thing good about rubber is the fact that it's actually a name for a condom. It has nothing to do with the movie. The movie was banned. Wait, where's he at? Leatherface, there we go. It just looks like you got arms. Random arms over here. It's Leatherface, guys. He's in my pit.
Rubber is one of the campiest movies I've ever seen. And not in a good way, campy.
Hey, speaking of Hellraiser, he's on my titty. I got a Cenobite on my Cinetitty.
I'm not gonna comment on the placement of that.
I asked for Cenobites? Did you see that meme? Oh man, that cracked me up. It's just Cenobites all lined up, and there's a person sticking their head out the window of a car, and they're like, I asked for Cenobites? Hello, this is what you get.
Melissa, you can say it was great all you want, but I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you. Any movie about a tire that can roll on its own and kills by revving up over people's faces to scrape them off with no leverage whatsoever is not a good movie.
I mean, have you seen Killer Sofa?
I actually haven't, but I have seen a movie about a haunted printing
It's
press.
fucking hilarious. Killer Sofa is fucking... It's fucking hilarious. It's about a haunted lazy boy.
Then why is it called Killer Sofa and not Killer Lazy?
I don't know. Same thing with whoa, what's it called? It's like Haunted Pinata or some shit or whatever, and it's about a killer pinata. That one was a good one too.
Thanksgiving is about a killer turkey. I'm trying to think of some of like the really, really bad, ultra campy, like way out there horror movies. I know Velocipaster is one of them.
That one's classic. That one's great. The camp is so good because it's so bad.
There was one movie I saw a long time ago. I think it was called Killer Frost. It may have been Jack Frost. I don't remember. But it was about the snowman that would come to life and kill people with its carrot nose by basically stabbing them with it. There was one scene where it killed this woman in her tub. I don't know how the snowman did not melt while it was rising up out of the water. Killed this woman in her tub by taking its carrot and shoving it so far into her that it came out.
Like, other end this way?
Yes.
Or other end... Okay. That's not
bottom, in the bottom, out the top.
That's not how any of this works, but okay.
And that's why it killed her.
She got impaled in a bad way.
Yep. Yep.
She was just trying to enjoy a nice, relaxing bath. And he said, I'm gonna stick it in you. All the way in you.
That should have been the tagline for the movie, to be honest. No, Melissa, this was a different Jack Frost Killer Frost movie. It was very, very similar to that, but like that one was on like the level of like C or maybe lower B tier. This one was like Z tier.
Z tier, wow.
Like this was one of the ones where you could tell they had a budget of like $50,000 to work with. If that. It was that bad.
They had a budget of $50. They were at their mom's best friend's house.
Yeah, no, it was a different movie than the one you're thinking of.
I like how Britt says Trolls 1 and 2.
I mean,
Trolls can be pretty scary. What is this on my desk?
I don't know, what is it?
I don't know, but I got it off. Just like Jack Frost did that lady.
No, I don't think she got off.
No, but he did.
She was off, she didn't get off.
She got on, is what she did. I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to think outside. It was, I want to say it was called Killer Pinata, and then you had Killer Sofa, and then
There legitimately was a movie that had a haunted printing press that would kill anyone who got close to it. Would literally eat them.
they're eating her. Then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god.
That says, "Oh my good."
Oh my good.
I'm so mad my alerts
Would-
aren't working right now.
Well, fix it.
I've been trying. I don't know what's wrong. It worked
Why
earlier.
you gotta be breaking stuff? Oh, it was my lights came on. I'm like, what flashed over here? The lights above my bed came on. I may have done a forgetty. Spaghetti that I have lights above my bed and they came on. Willy's Wonderland. That's a good camp.
That is good camp. That's very good camp. It is honestly
Trying to
one
think.
of my favorite horror movies.
Horror, yeah.
So for anyone who
Whereas-
doesn't know what Willy's Wonderland is, imagine haunted Chuck E. Cheese starring Nick Cage.
Meets Five Nights at Freddy's.
And that's literally the whole movie.
Yep.
And it is amazing. It is
And
so
then
much better than it
also-
has any right to be.
I'm gonna tell you the best line of the whole movie. You ready? It's this. Oscar nominating right there. That is the best line. Whew. I couldn't. When he said that line,
So
panty dropper.
the thing with Willy's Wonderland, for anyone in chat who does not know, it does star Nick Cage, Nicolas Cage. He does not say a single word the entire time.
Not a single fucking word. We were taking bets. Okay, anyone new here who doesn't know me and Mika? Me and Mika, as Mika said earlier, we don't really get scared. We'll get jump startled occasionally, and that's usually loud noises, which that's startling to fucking anybody. But for us, we'll watch movies, and it's almost a game at this point where we take bets. Either who's gonna die, how they're gonna die, what's gonna happen next, and it's like... Usually it's me that says stuff. Mika just watches silently, and then I'm like, man, I'm so good at this game. Anyways, that was the one where we were legitimately going back and forth, trying to take bets on when or what he would say, if anything at all. Like, we were hoping he would say something, even at the very fucking
Just
end.
like a single word or something.
Just even if it was no or something. Like, we were taking bets on that whole movie, when and where he would say something, and he said nothing at all. And we were like, dang.
And he was so badass too.
Try some dabs, it's good stuff. This dab or this dab?
I
I'll give you a free dab.
I shall do neither. I have never dabbed before, and I never will.
Dab right now. Do it.
No.
Give me a dab.
No.
Come on.
No.
Give me half a dab.
No.
A fraction of a dab. Just stick
No.
an arm up.
No.
Like
No.
a whisper of a dab.
A LaCroix
Can
of
you
a dab.
think about doing a dab? Can you think about doing a dab?
I'll
Not actually do it, just think about it.
I'll give you a LaCroix of a dab.
Okay. Ooh, I felt it. I felt that fucking LaCroix dab over here. Yes, Jen says eatables. Eatables. That was cracking me up.
I actually still
I
have some of
did it,
those on my
people.
desk.
Well, I don't have anything, because
still have some.
I don't leave my house.
And I
Nobody
do.
brings me anything. You used to leave your house.
I used to. I don't have any friends to leave my house with anymore.
You could leave your house and come to this friend, but then again, so could I. And both of us are like, nah, money.
We're lazy. Also money.
Mixture of lazy and money because it's long driving.
Yeah. Honestly, if I could afford the gas money, I had a place to stay, I probably would come visit.
I have a whole fucking basement with a spare bed. And couch. And love seat.
I'll be there in about 12 hours.
Excellent. I'm supposed to be making lasagna soon, so.
Ooh, yum. Can you make it eatable lasagna?
As opposed to
non-eatable lasagna, duh.
no, I'm gonna give you non-eatable lasagna, bitch, duh.
Then how am I gonna eat it if it's non-eatable?
Because you're just gonna look at it and snap photos for the big IG, duh. God.
How
Like
could I
normal humans.
forget? You know, I would not be surprised if there was a horror movie about a camera that comes to life because it's tired of people taking pictures of food with it.
Needs to be a thing. Someone get on it right now, please. Please make that a thing. Oh my god, for people like me and Mika who can't stand shit on Instagram like that, the only time... Okay, pause real quick before anybody goes scoping out my fucking Instagram and sees photos of fucking food. Pause. I was a food and drink streamer. I made food on stream. I had to take pictures. That's why I have pictures of food on my Instagram. It had nothing to do with the fact that I went to a restaurant and was like, this looks nice. And you would see me standing up on my chair and I'm like, now we can eat. No, don't take a bite yet. No, I'm not that kind of a person. Instead, I was cooking on stream and then I had to take a picture of it and post it and tag my team members and other shit. Because that was a requirement of the team I was on Twitch. You had to show pictures.
You done?
Gummies. Yes, I'm done. I'm over it. Get back under my tortilla blanket. Gummies are cool $22. Can get you 1,000 milligrams in the store or 3 for 100 milligrams. DM.
That's super fucking cheap.
Look, I had someone get me chocolate-covered strawberries with THC-infused chocolate. And I tell you what, they were bam.
Wait, are we allowed to talk about this on YouTube?
We're doing it now.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
THC. Fuck it, we're doing it live. But it was 50 for the strawberries, 75 if they had chocolate designs, like the little piece candies on the chocolate. I don't fucking know. Long story short, I had to pay $50 for 6 strawberries.
Holy crap. Fuck
yeah.
that.
And I ate one. She's like, eat one and see how you do. 2 hours later, I'm like, I don't feel shit. Ate another one. 2 hours later. I'm gonna eat another one because I still don't feel it. Ate a third one, and finally I started to feel something. And I was like, damn, I think she lied to me.
That's exactly how it was with my first time having a gummy. Remember that? Because the very first time I had them, I was told to try half a gummy because their gummy bears are like this big. I was told to try half a gummy, so I did. 2 hours later, felt nothing at all. So I finished off the gummy.
I remember, because they were like eat a third of it and see how you do.
Oh right,
and
it was eat a third of it. I felt nothing after 2 hours. I finished the rest of the gummy, still felt nothing after 2 more hours. So I took an entire
'Cause I
another
told
one.
you, I was like,
and then like 20
I
minutes
told you,
later
I
it
was
hit
like,
me.
nah, I would take a whole one now, wait an hour, and see how you feel, and then maybe do a third after that in third increments. Speaking of which, gummy time.
Watch, that's what's
Honestly,
gonna get us banned from YouTube.
I don't really know. I haven't kept up with the shit here in Missouri, to be honest with you. Except for I know that they legalized medicinal THC. Driving? Wow, okay. I did a vape pen. And I was told that hits pretty quick. It hits quicker than a gummy or an edible. And I was like, okay. I took one hit and it took us 20 minutes to get to the, and I was working.
Oh, of
It was
course
when I
you
was
were.
cleaning houses. I was cleaning houses. And yeah, it took 20 minutes between houses. And in that 20 minutes, by the time we pulled up into the house, I was like, damn, I'm feeling this. And I did one hit of this bitch's pen. Holy shit. Had to drive a couple people home. Jen was one of them. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Getting back to the general horror topic of tonight's show, we were doing the tier list a couple weeks ago. Do you remember the one it was like Terror Bong or something?
Yes, and how none of us had seen Terror Bong.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch it now, to be honest.
I don't want to watch it.
I don't even want to call it morbid curiosity. It's just general fucking curiosity at this point, just to see how fucked that movie is. Have you also ever seen a horror movie, whether you're intoxicated or inebriated in some way, shape, or form? Like, you're not on this plane and watched a horror movie.
No, I have not.
You should, because you'll be even more bored of the movie. Not so funny things are fucking hilarious. Scary things you laugh about. People dying, fucking hilarious.
So
Great.
Business as usual for us then.
Yeah, but on a funnier level. We'll do, instead of us going, huh, no, we'll moist outlets that shit.
So for those of you who don't know, the moist outlets thing is a little bit of an in-joke between Vineyard and I. Because we were watching... we were on a call, and we were watching someone stream, right?
We were watching Jack stream.
Right. And I said in the chat, just as a joke, like, what do you call two baby owls in the rain? And then everyone was just...
No, pause. You were like, Jan.
You're muted.
My nose muted myself. Anyways,
all I heard was Jan, and then nothing.
You're not ready. You're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. And I wasn't, because I was drunk as shit. There, that's all I said. Anyways,
yep.
I was hella drunk. And you kept telling me, hey, you're not ready. You're not ready. You just watch. And I'm like, okay, go. And all I saw was ShinyMikablu. What do you call two baby owls in the rain? And I'm like, why did you say this? That's my thought process was, what does that have to do with Dead by Daylight? And then follow up right after that
Nothing.
Was moist outlets. I wasn't ready. I fucking was not ready. I laughed. I'm pretty sure my soul left my fucking body. I laughed hard.
You legitimately laughed for about 5 minutes straight.
It was fucking hilarious. I was not ready.
I told you weren't. Yeah, that has absolutely nothing to do with horror or Dead by Daylight or anything. It's just like a joke between us.
And it was funny because Jax just was like, I think it was like your first time really chatting in Jax's chat.
Yeah, it was like it was the first time I was there.
Yeah, he was like, "What?"
He had no clue what was going on. He did chuckle at it though.
He did, and he also basically called you debauchery. Like he basically was like, "Yeah, no, if you're friends with Vineyard, you're gonna be a hot mess too. I already know it. Like if she brought you here and you're friends with her, yeah, you're pretty fucked too."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he whips out a cowboy hat and tells everybody to not be thirsty. This motherfucker.
Yeah.
Saying, it's not just a hat. As I choke. Hats are not just hats. That's a different thing.
That's an entirely different topic for a different show.
Yep. That's horror talk after dark. Darker.
We probably could do something like that. I don't know what the limit is for stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna have to look into that.
We should probably look into that.
Probably should.
Probably should, because we've kind of been all over the board with our topics tonight. So how about them Cowboys? Yeah.
I don't watch sports ball.
What about that sports team that did that sports thing with the sports ball thing and the scoring the points for the team? Go team!
I love it when home team scores points while preventing other team from scoring points.
Same. That's a good time. It's a good time.
Hey, can you step away for like 30 seconds?
30 seconds? I sure can. I'm gonna step away for 30 seconds.
All right.
Myself.
Oh, God, Pharaoh.
I'm gonna mute myself real quick here. I'm gonna...
Pharaoh.
Hang on. I'm gonna mute myself.
You. You want to turn your cam off just in case? Alright. Pharaoh, I'm so glad you found the show tonight. You have been an amazing source of entertainment for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. We'll probably be going for about another 20 minutes, because our shows usually last about 2 hours. And like I said before, this isn't usually how we do the shows. Our shows are generally not ultra hyper focused, because we do tend to derail a lot, as like you can see by tonight. But we do tend to stick to the topic that we usually have. But tonight we just didn't have a topic. Like I said before, it was more of a freeform, just more laid back stream, more laid back show. Just trying to get stuff to work on YouTube. And I'm really mad that my alerts and my follower sub whatever fucking thing up there in the corner isn't working as it should be. But I mean, my bot's working. Stream Elements is working. Kind of. Sort of. But yeah. So, like I said before, next week we'll be, or not next week, 2 weeks from now, we will be doing a special Halloween episode where we'll be talking about our favorite Halloween traditions, a little bit of history about Halloween, just like general Halloween traditions and stuff like that. And also, what the fuck is that abomination known as candy corn?
I don't know, but it belongs in the goddamn garbage. Also, sorry, I had to go say goodnight to my tiny human.
Yep, you're all good.
One's bedtime.
Yep, it's all good. I'm just telling everyone what we're going to be planning for next week, or next 2 weeks. Sorry, next show.
Stop saying next week.
I can't help it. I'm not used to doing a 2-week gap in between things. It's always usually...
I would say if we had more of a demand, we should turn it into a once-a-week thing, but then we would run out of topics, and we would just do this all the time.
Yeah, we could do a different show like this, though. If there's demand for it.
True. Just us talking about random shit. like moist outlets.
Yeah, we could do a podcast. As if,
Okay.
like, we've never done that before.
Yeah, never. How would we do that? I'm trying to think. So I do want to talk about one thing. I know we last night / this morning, before
Because
Britt passed the fuck out
neither
in
of us
Discord.
really sleep.
No, I don't know what sleep is and how do you do that? Before Britt passed out in Discord, and I was wondering why Britt got really, really quiet out of nowhere. Apparently
It makes
he
sense,
didn't fall
though.
asleep.
Yeah.
We were kind of discussing, topics of villains and things like that, and I will say, kind of going back to the whole Disney as horror movies. What the fuck did I just do with my hair scratching my head? I think that, excuse my yawn, that would be pretty fucking cool. Like, even with the villains, like, you already have villains. Like, do it as the Grimm's fairy tales. Do the OG story, but as a movie. Like, could you imagine Grimm's fairy tales Cinderella?
I think there was already something kind of like that. I know there was a show called Grimm that ran for a couple seasons. That was supposed to be sort of like that.
I watched the whole thing. It started that way, and then it kind of veered off.
As expected.
Because the main character was a Grimm descendant, and that was really kind of it.
Okay.
As it got later on. It wasn't a bad show, don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad, but it strayed away from the whole fairy tale aspect way too far, and it was very modernized. But I feel like, I know that they did Snow White and the Huntsman, and they tried to make that more like the Grimm's fairy tale version.
It was not.
But it wasn't as scary. Like, those that don't know, the Grimm's fairy tales are fucking dark. Like,
They do not have happy endings. Oh, Cinderella especially.
Cinderella has a happy ending, so to speak. Like, they do go off together and get married, but the sisters in the Disney version, they're trying to put the shoe on their feet, and it's just, their feet are too big or too wide or whatever, no big deal, and the shoe pops off and blah. But in the Grimm's fairy tale, spoilers, sorry, anybody that hasn't read it, but one sister cuts off a toe and bleeds all in the shoe, and that's how the prince knows that it doesn't actually fit her, because he sees the trail of blood for both sisters. But one cuts off a toe, I think she cuts off her pinky toe, and the other one shaves off half of her heel to fit into the shoe, because her foot's too long. One, the foot is too narrow towards the toes, the other one, the foot is too long, so she cuts off, like, she shaves off the back of her heel. And because they were wronging Cinderella, and she had talked to the animals, she had talked to a couple of crows. Like, she had befriended an attempted murder of crows. Call back.
God damn it.
But she had befriended some crows, and as her and the prince are driving off into the sunset to be married, the crow, she basically, like, says out loud to the crows, like, hey, they fucking wronged me, and they fly back to the sisters and literally pluck their fucking eyeballs out. Can we get that as a movie, please?
Yeah, the original Grimm's fairy tales are so fucking dark.
Yeah.
Disney has, for lack of a better word, Disneyfied all of their movies and all of their stories.
Yes. Hardcore.
I mean, even with Frozen, I think the original story is called The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen. Which,
I believe so.
Which, funny story, Hans, Kristoff, and Sven, 3 characters in the movie, Hans, Kristoff, Sven, Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the original and Snow Queen, the movie the story that Frozen is inspired from, Elsa, the Ice Queen, or the Snow Queen, is evil, for one,
Oh,
and
shocker.
enjoys actually just freezing people for no reason. Because
Just
she's
'cause.
sadistic.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy the Disney versions of the child in me and the fact that I have a child. I enjoy the Disneys. I do. I grew up a Disney kid. I love the Disney movies. Don't get me wrong. But growing up also having a grandmother that would babysit me and my sister, and at the sweet ripe age of 2 years old watching Children of the Fucking Corn, I've also fallen in love obviously with horror movies themselves. So like I've got my child version that's like fuck yeah Disney movies, and then my adult version that's like, can they be more sadistic please, because that would be fucking amazing. Like, I think when we were talking about how the difference between Maleficent movie and the Cruella movie, how Maleficent was made to be more
Tragic.
tragic, and you need to, oh, forgive Maleficent because this is why she's the way she is, because of this, that, and the other, and she's misunderstood, but she was supposed to be a good fairy. Or what the fuck ever. It was a good movie, don't get me wrong, but we did the opposite with the whole Cruella thing, where Cruella, they did a good job showing her that, in the fact that she was evil because she got fucked over. Like, the world shit on her, so she shit back on the world, and that's why she is a sadistic piece of shit. Like, she became the way she is because of what happened to her in her past. Like, that's what made her the way she was. And I thought that was a fantastic take for Disney. I was kind of shocked, to be honest. But if they had made it just a little bit more gruesome instead of super Disney, A+ for me. But it was also Disney, so.
I do want to make a mention of what Farrah said in chat just a little bit ago. Terror, or Tuesday Night Terror, tomorrow on YouTube. Ala Zulu music group. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, and if I probably butchered that, and if I did, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have no idea what that's about, except apparently it's Tuesday Night Terror and music group. But I am gonna try to remember to check that out.
Yep. I know we get a lot of recommendations for. I'll kind of bring it up that with us being a visual podcast for all things horror, whether it's game, movies, books, as we were just sitting here talking about movies and books, you know, because Grimm's Fairy Tales books, stories rather, and then we were talking about games earlier. We talk all things horror, and because of that, I know we've had quite a few people recommend other horror themed shows, podcasts, anything or whatever. And conveniently, Jen was streaming and she got rated by Detoon, who on Twitch, by the way, he does actual paranormal investigations live on his Twitch stream. And honestly, if it wasn't for them, one, rating her, but two, talking about the fact that he does paranormal investigations, neither one of us would have been, you know, none the wiser. And we've sat here a couple of nights on a call watching Detoon do his paranormal streams. And I love getting recommended other shows, podcasts, whatever. Anything that you can think of that you think would be interesting for us to check out, 100%, please do. Because we're open-minded and we love knowing that there's other horror lovers out there doing scary things and they like it.
Yep. And if you ever want to get in contact with us directly to like recommend or suggest anything, our socials are right down below in the stream description. But yeah, I wrote down Tuesday Night Terror with however that's pronounced. I'm not gonna try because I'm just gonna butcher it. Yeah, I just made a little note of it so that we can try to remember tomorrow.
Yep.
So thank you, Pharaoh's Moist Outlets.
Bless.
Yeah, I'm still so jealous that your sister got to meet Datoon twice at TwitchCon.
Twice.
Just randomly ran into him twice.
I wonder if he remembered like raiding into her or whatever.
I don't know. I wonder if he remembered us. I mean, not that we
Probably.
had really much interaction. We just raided into his
You're
stream
not
time.
memorable. I really need to get on to doing the design that I have in my mind for Horror Talk.
Yes, we need a better thumbnail. Like an actual thumbnail.
'Cause
Although I will
have
say
an
the intro
idea,
video
'cause
you
it's
did
a
was really
visual
good.
podcast. God, we're talking over each other. What did you say? You talk. Go. Go.
I said I do enjoy the little intro video that you made.
It is pretty bomb. It's a banger. But no, as a visual podcast, I have an idea in my brain.
Actually, we can put the logo like right here too. There's empty space.
Right
Yep, right there.
here. Just Nicolas Cage it. Or Will Smith it, even. Anyway. But I had an idea, because it's horror talk and a podcast, that it be shaped like a microphone, but with the initials for Horror Talk. I have to show you a sketch. It's in my brain. It's in the shared brain cell. Let me hang on. Ready? Oh, did you get it?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. Great. What do you think?
I like it.
Great.
Cut it, print it, chip it.
Excellent. Let's go. Chip it or ship it?
Ship it.
Chip? Chip? Chip?
Ship. SHIP. Ship.
You need some chips?
Yes, I do need some chips, but that's beside the point.
Yes. I'm trying to think of what else that is come out recently or is coming out. Father's Day by Emika Games.
Yes, I will probably, definitely, 100% be doing that on stream at some point.
Anybody that doesn't know, Emika Games, indie dev gamer. I tried to say that all into one word. Indie dev gamer, Emika Games. Check them out. A lot of excellent horror short games, 2 hours-ish. Excellent games. Summer 58.
Find Yourself.
Find Yourself. What was another one?
I think it was Lost and Found. Let me check real quick.
But
Because there were 3 of them.
They have quite a few excellent games. I mean, you want to talk about for being an indie dev game. One, they're well polished. There's not like a bajillion fucking bugs. But 2, yeah, they're not the best graphically. They're not like the most pristine, but that's kind of the way
they're
that
meant to be like that. They're meant to be like old school.
Yes.
Well, not old school, like relatively old school graphics.
I guess more retro vibes.
Retro, yes, that's the word I was looking for.
And
Summer
fantastic.
58, Find Yourself, Locked Up, not Lost and Found.
Locked up. Yes, Locked Up. That's right.
And then From Day to Day to be announced. Hasn't been released yet. And then Father's Day is going to be releasing in just under 2 weeks.
On the 22nd. But I will say, watching you play Summer 58, granted, we're not big scaredy cats. There was a moment where both of us, I feel like,
Oh,
at the
there
same
was.
time, we did both pretty much jump. Granted, you couldn't see me jump, but I did have to tell you that I jumped, and I saw you jump, and I'm pretty sure we clipped it because it was a very much unexpected jump, and I think it might have been in the bathroom. I don't either that or that was where Kirby jumped pretty bad.
There was one point where, like, I had watched Kirby get jump scared at that point. So I knew it was coming. I was expecting it, and it was still kind of unexpected. because of how sudden it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, and I think Emika does a really good job of jump scares because it's not that suspenseful build up with the music where you're anticipating it coming. It just bam.
It is
in
literally
your
just
face.
out of
There
nowhere.
it is. Yes, Emika, please. Please don't stop making games because your games are fantastic. Because I know that they have
Yep.
threatened to quit making games because
Wait,
people
what?
are
Really?
yes.
First I've
I
heard
will
about
say
that.
this. They've talked about possibly quitting making games because people, as you know, Steam has a policy that if you play a game
Oh,
within 2
right. I remember
hours
that
and
now.
you can get a refund for it. So people are doing Emika's games, finishing them in just under 2 hours, getting a full refund, but then wanting to comment and be like, "Oh, it was a good game. I played it all the way through." So then the dev loses out on their money because they got a fucking refund.
Yep.
And Emika has literally stated that they're really tempted to quit making games because people are refunding their money for beating their games. It's a solo project. It is one person. Emika is a one-person indie dev team making games. And I feel like, one, Steam needs to revamp their whole refund process when it comes to indie games versus big name games. Big name games, yes, keep it to 2 hours. There's a lot of content, big things, what the fuck ever. When it comes to indie dev games, half hour. You have half an hour to get a refund because you
Especially
will
if they're
find
so
out
cheap.
within half an hour if you like that game or not when
Because
it's an indie dev game.
because Emika games, like their games are like literally they're like $5.
They're cheap as shit. They're so cheap. Like, you spend more on that on a coffee at fucking Starbucks. You can't afford to pay $5 and let the dev keep their money.
Right.
But yeah, Emika has literally threatened to quit making games because of that. Because of Steam having their 2-hour refund process and people finishing their games and then saying, "Oh, it was a good game, but I want my money back because I finished it."
They should at the very least have it, because you know how in the comment section, like if you make a review of a game, like you have to say if you got the game for free or something like that as part of a promotion. I think they
Right,
should
yeah.
say this person has refunded the game.
Yes.
I think they should absolutely be forced to do that.
And I feel like they should also get a penalty, especially when it comes to indie games. That if they keep doing it, they get a penalty. They get penalized for it. That's such a fun word to say, penalized.
Kind of is.
But Brit, they could add some filler to extend the gameplay, but why? I feel like that kind of takes away from the game. They don't need to. There's no point.
So I will say this regarding filler in games, just straight up to extend gameplay. Alien Isolation. I think most of you in chat and Jan, you absolutely know my problems with this game. The biggest issue I had with the game was it was about 10 hours too long because of unnecessary filler sections. Just because they wanted to extend the gameplay time.
Yes. Also, please stop soft locking people, please. If you know that there's a part in the game where you need to have a certain object or whatever to continue, please have it readily available at the next save point or some shit, because I know you had that issue. God of Ass, or God of Booty is his name on stream, on Twitch.
His name used to be Godass.
It used
and
to be
then
Godass,
and then Twitch made him change it.
Yeah, and so now it's God of Booty. He started to soft lock himself, and he actually went back on a few saves to make sure that he could get through the rest of Alien Isolation. Because
I was just too pissed off. But yeah.
Thing most devs are doing for filler crafting and such, I'm kind of tired of it being in almost every game now. Yes and no. Some games I understand the crafting aspect. It kind of makes it. I don't know if you can hear Lily in the background howling because we're locking her out of the room.
Yep.
Yeah, she's very mad. But some of them I could see a point to it, but some of them, like, they take crafting almost to the extreme.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of shocked that some of them you don't have a female character and you have to learn how to craft tampons. Like, what the fuck, really? Like, it's almost that bad.
Some games perfect for the setting, some not so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Mhm.
Alien Isolation, it makes sense because you have to make do with what you have. You're trapped on the space station with this multiple murderous aliens.
When you have to, in those kind of situations, you basically MacGyver your way through. I get
Exactly.
it. Crafting is essential. Is
Essential.
essential.
Your words.
I'll get there tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. It's essential because you have to basically MacGyver your way through. Makes sense. But then there's other games where you're on this intelligence space station, you got shit just literally right there, like, or the ones where you pass armories, but you can't. There was one game I feel like you played. We walked through a room, guns fucking on the wall. Or no, we were watching a movie. It was a movie. What?
I have no idea.
I don't remember, but they walked through a fucking armory and they just literally was like, they picked up one gun and they're like, we gotta go. And we were like, you literally were in a, you could have, most of this movie could have been fucking bypassed by the fact that you were in an armor. Okay.
Yeah, I remember the movie. I don't remember what the movie was though. Like I remember watching that part.
It was a forgettable movie, is what it was, because literally we sat there and we were like, 10 minutes in, they're in this fucking armory and they're like, got this pistol, let's go. And we were like,
There's a high-powered shotgun. There's an assault rifle right on the wall. Grab one of those instead of fucking pistol. It's gonna work better.
right. Like, how are we gonna get through this? Maybe?
We've seen
Those
a
kill
lot
me.
of pretty
Those-
bad movies.
Where they do shit like that, yeah.
And on
Yeah.
that note, I think it is about that time.
It is about that time.
A little past that time, but yeah, it's counting. Yes, thank you everyone for being here for our very first, our premiere of Horror Talk on YouTube. We will be back again with a more focused show in 2 weeks. The whole Twister could have been avoided by not living where the tornadoes happen.
Okay, Britt, move then. Motherfucker.
Got him.
You got him. Yeah,
Yes.
fuck the movie Twister. They could have avoided all those twisters if they weren't living somewhere that was Tornado Alley, fuckers. I would have understood that more if you were talking about, I don't know, fucking Sharknado or something. Like, don't be near the sea and on the land, fuckers.
Or Jaws. If everyone had just listened to what's his name and just left the beach, that entire movie wouldn't have happened.
Listen to you. I live on a ridge. They don't happen here. I'm gonna talk to the clouds, and I'm gonna make sure that they send a little, not a scary one. Just, I mean, not a deadly one. Like an F.25. Just one that looks like a tornado. Come and literally land next to your house, and it's gonna be like, and then go back in the clouds. Just so you can say a tornado happened here.
And that's the show, everyone. Yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Pharaoh, it was very nice to meet you. We hope you do return in 2 weeks when we do our Halloween special.
Mm-hmm.
So again, as always, I am ShinyMikablu. You can find me right here on this channel on YouTube. You can also find me on chats as ShinyMikablu, Twitch and Twitter. And also, there's a link to my Discord somewhere in the chat, many somewheres in my chat. I don't know how far back it goes.
It's up. It's there-ish in this area.
Ish.
I know I'm pointing in the right direction. It's literally, ooh, I was close. It's like, bam, in this area.
You were actually very close.
I was like right on it at one point. Anyways,
Yes.
and I'm Jan, or Vineyard Trio. You can find me everywhere with Vineyard Trio or Vineyard Space Trio. I am currently not streaming at the moment because our internet is shite, but it is getting upgraded to fiber, and when it does, I will go back to streaming horror games, random games, whatever the fuck I feel like it, and hopefully getting back into food and drink, cooking streams, bringing you all the yummies.
Yep.
Yes.
Again, we will be back in 2 weeks. That is October 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 5 p.m. Pacific. Screw Mountain Time. No one lives in Mountain Time anyway. It's made up.
It
And
is
we
a made up time
Yep.
zone.
And we will be back with our Halloween special where we talk about all sorts of Halloween traditions.
What do you do? What kind of candy you like? Are you the stingy giver?
No one likes stingy givers.
Don't be a stingy giver.
And on that note, we will see you all in 2 weeks. Have a good night, everyone.
Can I stop waving now?